Hi everybody, Matt here from Matt Likes Comics, and today I have another My Comic Shop box. Not only did it have a My Comic Book Shop box come in today, but it's a Wednesday, the day I filmed this, and I went to the comic book shop as well. So today I'm just going to take a few minutes, open up this box, and show you what I got. I like unboxing. What I miss is but the thing I don't like is I don't have a bell to go ding whenever I say My Comic Shop. Because we all know that's a thing. I hope you guys get as excited as I do when I get things in. It's like Christmas, I swear. And Christmas is never a bad thing in terms of getting things. There we go. Step one. Clean that up later. Step two. And here we go. All right. This My Comic Shop order seems to be in another bag. Man, I love that the fact that they actually take the time to pack everything right. I hope that when my subscriber giveaway comes, I'm able to pack everything up properly and have everything ready to go when the time comes as well. Now, here we are. Let us begin. I'm going to leave that book till the end because that is the biggest book of this order for me. So I'm going to start with Superman 297, part of the run of Superman that I'm trying to put together. Next up, we have Defenders 24. This issue is the one, I believe, one of the first ones that I could find that the Son of Satan was with the team. Son of Satan being one of my favorite characters from Marvel. This here is Adventure Comics 331. It has a picture of some of the Legionnaires. Some of the Legionnaires in a cemetery looking at the Superboy in the cemetery with the members of the Legion of Supervillains, them trying to convince him that they have killed off the rest of the Legion. This here is Adventure Comics 314. This is a special issue because one of the villains is Hitler, who of course is probably one of the worst villains in history, as well as John Dillinger and Nero, the emperor from the Roman Empire. Here we have Superman 296. It's Clark Kent saying goodbye. And here is Superman 298. That's a good looking Lois on the cover, I would say. And this here is Superman 294. That should give all these Superman books I get today should stretch my run to about 292 or so onwards. It's a small pieces and small things. Look at the Superman on the cover though. And this here is Giant Size Defenders 2. This is got Son of Satan on the cover, and I think this is actually the first time he shows up with the team. I'd have to double check that, but it's pretty. If it's not the first, it's one of the first appearances of Son of Satan with the Defenders. And here is Fantastic Four 265. They're introducing a new member to the Fantastic Four because this was just after the Secret Wars 1 when the Thing stayed on the planet and they had to replace him with a new member who will be revealed in this issue. And the last book from this My Comic Shop order that I got is the one that I really wanted the most. This has been a white whale for me for a while, and ironically it's a book about a space whale. It is Adventure Comics 332, And it is the Superboy and the Super Moby Dick of space. Superboy isn't really the one that ends up obsessed with this. It's Lightning Lad, because Lightning Lad, unfortunately, as you can see on the cover, has a metal arm, and he's got to be the hard luck Legionnaire. He died, he came back to life, and then he lost an arm. He's going to get his arm back, but he's going to be scarred by all this for the rest of his life. He does. His son gets kidnapped by Darkseid and becomes Validus later on. Like, the man is probably the definition of he's the Ziggy of superheroes. He's the lovable loser that no one ever seems to catch a break. If everybody who is remembers who Ziggy from the comic strip is, okay. I am so happy to have this one. I have been looking for this one for years. Every time I try to get one, it ends up either being a copy that goes somewhere else. I've lost every auction for it. Finally, I was in a position to get it from my comic book shop. Ding! This time. So I was very, very happy. Now, since I'm here, and since it was a Wednesday, I also went to the comic book store. And what I got today was from my usual batch, the current issue of Action, which would be 1066, is part of this whole Brainiac storyline that's going on, which I think is wrapping up this month because they're getting ready for the next big DC event, which I will not follow because I don't follow these events. One of these days, I'm going to get around to having a live chat about events, because I find that the events that they have with constantly with comics, especially Marvel and DC, there are too many. They take too many books, and there's no consequences at the end because the world just goes back to being what it was before. And quite simply, to me, all these events just feel like a way to take money out of our pocket, and they're really not good enough to make it worthwhile. That's my opinion, anyway. You may have a different one. You may enjoy them. The last event I enjoyed was the Final Crisis. After that, everything was kind of like everything else has been trite since then, and that includes events I've read in Marvel and DC. Although parts, I mean, people will make an argument about the Green Lantern events there, the Darkest Night, Blackest Night, and Brightest Light, or whatever they were, as good ones. But to be honest, I haven't read enough to know whether that is true or not. As I said, I've been turned off of events for a long time. The next book I had gotten today is Batman Brave and the Bold 14, I believe. It is nice to have a book named Brave and the Bold again, which is a bit of an anthology because there's always a Batman story, but there's always seems to be one or two more backup stories of a different character. So there was even one with Superman not too long back. And I like this series. I like the idea of anthology titles. I really wish there were more. I would rather have I would rather have 3 or 4 shorter stories in a book and read those for 4 months than one big story. Again, it's preference, and it's because with the little stories, I find they get wrapped up better. They don't go drag on. They don't go things. But again, your baggage may differ. This here is Detective Comics 1086. I will admit that the covers for the last little bit, since they've changed the Detective Comics logo to this, have been very nice. In this case, you've got what looks like the Joker smile in a bat shape. I don't know what's going to be in this book yet. I haven't read it yet because I just got it, but we will see. Looking forward to that. Here we have the Flash 10. Followed by G.I. Joe, the real American hero, number 307. I like G.I. Joe. I liked the cartoon as a kid. I didn't collect the Benums, or the action figures for this as much as some of my friends did, But I like the TV show, and I like the comic books, and I was really glad that the Energon universe brought them back. I'm not a big Transformers fan compared to it, but the fact is, still, G.I. Joe being back is a good thing as far as I'm concerned. Next up, we have Power Girl. Yes, Power Girl number 10. Power Girl number 10 with Lobo's daughter on the cover. I think her name was Scar or Scab or something to that effect. With my girl, Power Girl, sitting there on the big butt motorcycle. I believe this is a tie-in to the Brainiac thing. Again, that is supposed to be wrapping up. And here is what I hope is, House of Brainiac 6, number 15 of the current Superman series. And Superman is yelling on the cover, so something has to be going wrong. Well, that is everything that I got today. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I'm going to enjoy reading them. I'm extremely happy to have this one, Adventure 332. This has been, I guess you could say this has been my white whale, as they say, but it's a space whale, of course. What I find interesting is if you've ever read this story and the way it ends, it is a good one. It goes into the category of Legionnaires who get too wrapped up in their current mission and their life or whatever, that sometimes it affects them a little too much. But to me, that's a part of what makes them human and thus, relatable. Anyways, if you've liked this video, please leave a like, please subscribe, and please leave comments. I'd like you to comment on what books you would like. If you get the same books I do on your usual Wednesday trips to the comic shop or such, what you would have if you have the books that I showed today or not. And as I said, like, comment, subscribe, because my name's Matt and I like comics. And I hope you do too.